look at that, my friends. A beautiful, lovely, soft evening setting in. It's the Sometimes Vlog. It's a vlog that happens sometimes, yeah. I bet you didn't know I could be that calm, did you? Oh, I can. Oh, I can be calm, friends. Today, and I apologize for the wind because it's kind of windy up here. Look at this. Look at Orange County there. Beautiful, beautiful. You're literally looking at Orange, California down there. Heading off towards Irvine, then some hills, and then the ocean out there. Over there, you got Long Beach that way, Anaheim, and you can see Catalina Island out there. It's beautiful. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. It's a beautiful, wonderful, soft evening. In the middle of the day today, it got super crazy. It started pouring rain, and I went down to Disneyland because I really wanted to film Disneyland in the rain, which I have attempted to do not Minnie Mouse, but many times. But every single time I go to Disneyland and I get there and I step into the park, boom, the rain stops. It never fails. Even today I hesitated because I was like, the rain will end. In Southern California, when it rains hard, it doesn't rain hard for very long. So I was like, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. It's gonna keep raining. Everyone says it's gonna keep raining all night long, into the night and all into the morning. And I went down there and of course it didn't rain. So I stayed down there all day in the hopes that it would rain. Oh look, all these people and all these dogs. Ah. And it just never happened. The thing is though, is one thing I've learned in my life is that if you really want something, you better be prepared to wait for it. If you want the right thing to happen, you gotta be ready to wait for it. And the other thing you have to accept, I'm not saying I have always accepted this or that I do always accept this, but in a perfect world, the other thing you gotta accept is that you may not get what you're waiting for. What you want and what you're waiting for may not work, but are you willing to work for something and wait for something and try your hardest for something anyways if you really want it? Because if you're not, you're never going to get it. So if you think to yourself, oh, but I might not get something, so maybe it's not worth trying, almost guaranteed to fail. That I know for sure from a hard learned experience. If you think, well, there's a possibility I might fail here, and that's kind of not okay with me, you know, it's a bummer, so I'm just not going to try, you will fail. You don't try, you will fail. Well, if you don't do, you will fail. You might do and still fail. You know, do or do not, there is no try, the whole Yoda thing. So you might try, you might do something, still fail at it. But it's not always bad, because failure leads you to become the person you are. It's the whole Thomas Edison thing, you know, I learned 999 ways to not design a light bulb, that kind of thing. And Mark Twain didn't write his first book until he was in his 30s. We talked about that a lot. He failed at a lot of careers. I often ask myself, you know, was all that time I spent in bands a waste of my time because I didn't become a rock star or whatever it is I was trying to do? No, not a waste of time at all, because I wouldn't be the person I am today without that. You know, some of you know that my marriage ended in a shamble. Was that a waste of time? No, because I had a lot of life experiences and hopefully learned a lot of lessons from going through a lot of horrible, crazy things in my life. A lot of tragedies, a lot of bad luck, and I have tried and tried my best not to put those things together and just think you're cursed, because that's another thing. If you think, you get all fatalistic and think I'm cursed, everything I touch is heimbucked and turns to poopy, then everything you touch in the future is going to turn to poopy because you've already decided in your head that it's over. That's the whole quest for positivity thing. I'm not on the quest for positivity and not fighting the good fight because I am the most positive person in the world and I am the most perfect, great, happiest person in the world. Oftentimes, I'm very negative, and I don't mean negative like, you know, like anti-quest for positivity. Like, I'm negative, I want to destroy people and hurt people. I'm never like that. That's the one thing I can say good about myself is I'm never like that. But, I often get super depressed. I run high on anxiety and low on self-esteem, especially lately. And the quest for positivity helps because you have to say, it's not all over, it's not all predeterminedly going to end bad. And if what you want is out of your grasp, whether it's, you know, enough money to buy a meal, or it doesn't matter what it is, or you want a new car, or whatever the situation is, something's out of your reach, you have to say, I'm willing to keep trying even if I fail. So if you're depressed, you have to say, I'm willing to keep trying to be positive even if I fail miserably and collapse in on myself like a dying star. You have to try. If you really, really want something, you have to try. And if you're not trying and you're not working on it, maybe you don't really want that thing. If it doesn't seem worth it to try and work super hard for what it is you want, you really have to ask yourself, do I want this? And that is something that I learned very hard way, not even from me not trying or wanting something, but from other people not trying or wanting something. I think you can guess what I'm referring to, some of you, but it doesn't matter what it is. If you don't want something, deep down in your heart, you don't really want something, it's not worth it for you to try. You're not going to succeed. So you're just wasting your time and maybe other people's time too. So ask yourself, what is it that you want? What are you prepared to do? Right? Adam quotes that all the time from The Untouchables. What are you prepared to do? It's a good question. I've been asking myself that a lot lately. With Random Land and the videos and doing all the cool stuff and hanging out together, I really want to keep being able to do that and keep being able to entertain you guys and also keep being able to eat food. And so I struggle quite a lot. I get down like, oh man, my bank account's empty. I've been heimbucked. Things like that. You know, I have my ups and downs. It's really hard to live an abnormal, adventure-y type of life. It's also hard to just live a normal life. You know what I mean? So there are times where I go up and down. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Oh, just mostly not to be negative or sour, or bring the mood down. I wanted to show you guys this beautiful sunset. I just sort of talk about some of the thoughts in my head. I was sort of looking at the Disneyland thing today as a metaphor. I still got a lot of beautiful footage of Disneyland. I still had a good time. I still met a lot of people down there today. We took pictures, we hugged hugs, we held hands. We didn't hold hands, but we shook hands, which is kind of like holding hands, only faster and probably less germs, hopefully. What else did we do today? I don't know. Got to wander around Disneyland and look at it. But yeah, I've been in a kind of a weird mood lately, just weird down mood. And I don't know if it's like the weather mixed with like not a lot of sleep or what, but I've been super down. So lately the quest for positivity has become like kind of dire and essential. Like, ooh, like I feel it every morning. Like for a while I was kind of coasting there, like, yeah, I'm feeling positive, everything's going good, do the everything's going good shuffle. But then I don't know what happens. You know, kind of sometimes it happens. Weird circumstances and getting tired and worn out of trying, and you start to feel lonely. You start to feel like frustrated. Little things can build up and start to make you go like, man, is it ever going to change? You know, or is there ever going to be breakthroughs? And you start to get frustrated and get a little bit negative. But so lately, I had to follow a lot of my own advice and remind myself of the lessons that I've taught myself through a lot of trial and error, which is you gotta wake up every day. When that happens, this is the interesting thing. You can be depressed and be having a really hard time. I'm speaking from experience here. And then you can choose, I'm gonna be positive, I'm gonna wake up every day, I'm gonna choose to let go of the things I can't control, right? And only control. There's a reason why that whole serenity prayer thing is kind of universal. Look it up. Even if you're not a religious person, you know, grant me the strength to accept the things I can't control, that kind of stuff. You can't control other people and you can't control their circumstances. You gotta choose to be responsible for your own happiness because nobody else is responsible for your own happiness. That's a very, very, very difficult thing to accept. Most people want their family to make them happy. They want their career to make them happy. They want their bank statement to make them happy. They want their car to make them happy. They want other people to make them happy. And that's the way all people live, you know. You want your wife to make you happy. The wife wants the husband to make you happy. You want your children to make you happy. The children want you to make them happy. Everybody's taking. But at the end of the day, and I think most psychiatrists would agree with me, most counselors certainly would agree with me, and definitely experience agrees with me, you are responsible only for your own happiness. So if you're in a marriage and you're unhappy, you cannot blame your spouse if you're not doing anything about it. You have the option to change yourself and to change your things. If you're in a friendship and you're unhappy, you have the option to say, hey, this is what I'm unhappy. You have the option to change yourself and your own behavior to make the other person happy, or to create harmony, or to not create harmony, or you have the option to walk out the door. You're responsible for your own happiness. But that's not even what it really is. It's not an interrelationship thing. It's yourself. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and go, this other person's making me miserable. This other person's making me this. No, they're not. You're making yourself miserable with where you are in your life. And it sounds like I'm saying a negative thing, but I'm really not trying to. I'm saying something positive, which is you're in control of your own life story. You're the author of your own life story. Nobody else can tell you what to do. Nobody else can tell you how to live. People can certainly create situations that come into your story, but you are the one that chooses how to handle that. So lately, I have been feeling it. That's the point of this. The quest for positivity comes back. Oh, that's what I was going to say, is that it's interesting that you can go through all that, you can remember all those lessons, you can really fight to stay positive and stay strong, and you really can pull yourself out of a depression, you can pull yourself out of a funk, and you can really like get strong and get motivated, and things can be doing really well, and then you sort of coast for a while. And it's interesting how the second that something else negative happens, you really start to doubt, oh, it's never going to change, maybe it wasn't worth it. Then you have to sit back and think, it's like exercising, you know? Not that I would know. but it's like you gotta work out and work out and work out, and then if you sort of coast for a while, then you start to, and then you go, well, I guess it wasn't worth it dieting before and doing all that exercise. Yes, it was. You just have to keep doing it and do it again. So it's the same thing with the quest for positivity. You can't just go, well, I'm depressed again, so clearly I'm doomed to be depressed forever. You cannot do that. You have to stay positive, my friends. Stay thirsty, my friends. Stay positive. And stay positive in this. It doesn't mean that you don't get depressed. It doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be sad. It doesn't mean that you're not allowed to feel lonely and depressed or frustrated. All that stay positive means is don't accept that that is your fate. Don't accept that that's your destiny, that everything negative is your destiny. Figure out what it is that you want. Figure out what it is that you're aiming for. Figure out, who, what, when, and where you're after in your life. And go for it. Do your absolute best. What are you prepared to do? Do your absolute best. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And if it's not going to work out, accept that it's not going. Accept that it may not work out, but accept that the journey is worth it. And if it's not worth it, find a different journey. And I had plenty of things I wanted in my life that other people, sadly, it was impossible because of other people. I still have things in my life that I want so badly, but they're impossible because of other people outside of the situation. You have to accept that that's going to happen. You have to accept the world can't support that many ballerinas. Not everybody's dreams come perfectly true exactly the way they envision them. The difference, though, between someone who gives up and freaks out and loses their mind, everything I wanted didn't happen, so I'm going to be bitter and angry and evil about it. And the difference between that person and the person who can master themselves and be happy and live a peaceful, happy, good life, investing good things into the world, is the acceptance that, okay, what I wanted did not happen. What I want to happen is not happening. But I'm still going to do my absolute best. I'm still going to have faith that the world is a good place, that there are good people, places, and things here, and that there can be a good outcome from my life. I can put good into the world, even if it's only being friendly to a cashier. You don't know what that cashier was going to go home and do that day. You don't know if he was going to go home in his room and cry himself to sleep because he was all lonely, and then you were actually the only friendly customer he had all that day. So even if you're a lonely person with 20 cats and no friends, it doesn't mean that you're worthless, and it doesn't mean that you're pointless. You can still inject good in the world. You have no idea how many times I've been having a super negative day, super down, for no reason, just no apparent reason to myself, no obvious reason, maybe bad stuff in the past or something. Sometimes those things take a very long, years to heal from trauma, so some traumatic things happen to you, you're feeling upset, you're feeling sad, just for no reason one day. And I'll go and I'll see Instagram or something, or Twitter, and then one of you guys will just leave this super nice comment, and just the act of one of you leaving one of those little comments, you think, maybe I don't even have time to answer it. It will totally change my whole attitude, change my whole feng shui, and make me super, super positive, change my whole outlook, my whole day. I know I have friends in my life where I'm having the worst day, like the most depressing, I struggle with that all the time. They're just the most depressed, mostly because of what I've been through, that you feel worthless, you have very, very low self-esteem, blah, 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 blah. And I know I have friends in my life where the second that I call, the second that I see their face, I instantly feel happier. So there's a lot of, you might be making a much bigger difference than you think you are just by being yourself. There's no reason to get down. There's no reason to get negative. There's no reason to accept that everything in the world is bad and that you'll never make a difference. You really can. But you have to choose. You have to choose. Anyway, the only reason I'm talking about this is not because I'm going to leap off this cliff. It wouldn't kill me anyways. I just go bounding down into more bushes and really scratch myself badly. Oh my gosh, I got a scratch. I'm so scratchy. Oh, I'm dancing in the mud with my new shoes. This is why I can't have nice things. The reason I'm sharing all this with you is just because I've been thinking about that a lot today, especially with the whole, ooh, it's windy over here, especially with the whole trying to film the rain and it not happening, and then it's sort of rainy and gray all day, and it was kind of getting me down. But then I was walking around Disneyland, I met a lot of new people, I shook a lot of hands, and saw people wearing cool random land shirts from livefastnightport@spreadshirt.com, and it really cheered me up, and you guys are so awesome. And I was just thinking a lot about life and how hard the struggle's been lately, and I just wanted to share some of it with you, because yesterday was pretty manic and crazy, and the day before was the edited Tiki Tuesday thing, so just unedited, you guys, me, having a conversation at this weird park that I saw on the side of the road, because I knew it was way up here in the hills. Let's go take one last look at that view, because it's amazing up here. Anyways, I really do love and appreciate all of your guys' support, your comments. Some of you guys really, really understand what we're trying to do. To be positive, the quest for positivity, put content out on the internet that's not always cynical and snarky. Not that I don't like a good rude joke, or, you know, not that I don't have times where I want to sit there in a bad attitude and say grumpy things and cynical, snarky things, or watch cynical, snarky YouTube videos and stuff too, but we just always wanted to try and do something different. And I think we are, and I think you guys have really made it worth it. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore because I'm really tired. I got really wet earlier and it's been really cold. And I'm still trying to get over the sickness I had like a month ago. Just the weakness and everything. I need to work out or something. So look at that. Wow. I really love and appreciate you all. Get at me at Justin Scard on Twitter, Instagram at Justin Scard, and also all the Live Fast Die Poor stuff. You know, Live Fast Die Poor Instagram. Oh, I also have Facebook / Justin Scard. I don't know if anybody knows that. Also, Facebook Live Fast Die Poor, all that stuff. So, Snapchat Live Fast Die Poor too. There is no Snapchat Justin Scard. It's just Live Fast Die Poor, but it's just me. Tyler doesn't use it. He doesn't believe in Snapchat. He doesn't believe in Snapchat. Who doesn't believe in Snapchat? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do. Tyler. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for some more Sometimes Vlogs. Be careful of the mud of negativity. Choose to be positive. Choose to have faith. If you're not religious, it's fine. You can still have faith that the world is a good place, that good things are going to happen. And you know what? Most of the time when you have that attitude, you're going to make them happen around you because you're going to affect the people around you and your environment. And that is true whether or not you're a religious person or not. If you're a religious person, you don't have faith. Have a little faith. Take a little comfort in the knowledge that you can't control everything. And just accept that all you can control is yourself. And so you do your best, you know? You reach your hand halfway and you hope that everything works out. All right. Take care, guys. I'm going to go now because these people that live in this neighborhood, not me, well, they have a 3-car garage there, are probably weirded out that I'm some weird, hobo-ish looking individual. Oh, no, wait. You know what? I have clean shoes, so I'm probably okay. Anyway, I'm too poor to be in this park. I love you all. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.